Hello, this is James Graff with Advisors Mortgage Group with another Mortgage Minute. This should take a couple minutes. We're going to talk about some smaller business stories. The bottom line. Just 13 of the world's 500 largest companies are run by women. 13 of the world's 500 companies are run by women. One fewer than last year. So it's decreasing slightly. No business on the list is run by a woman of color. No comment there. Tesla announced a I guess I have to comment, right? There's studies that prove that women make better financial heads than men. Many studies. I haven't looked at the studies, so I can't tell you the quality of the studies, but they're quite interesting. Why would there be only 13 out of the 500 largest companies run by women? Because times are changing, that's why. And a woman of color, times are changing. We'll see that soon. I'm hopeful that we'll see all colors and all ethnicities, all colors, all sexes running everything. That's what I'd like to see. It'd be better. More views from different lives leads to better decisions. Tesla announced a 5-1 stock split this week. Shares rose 13% the day after the announcement, closing above 1,500. That's from Bloomberg.com. By the way, the previous numbers come from Fortune. American shoppers have spent $435 billion online since the start of the year and are on course to surpass total online spending in 2019 as soon as early October. Of course, obviously due to the pandemic, I'm reluctant to note that this is basically profiteering. The largest companies on earth are profiteering off of the pandemic. I'm sure they're helping too, but that's a sign that they're making more money because of the pandemic. Not a good thing, I think. Moving on. A trade deal between Britain and Japan has hit a snag over $133,000 worth of British cheese exports. The UK wants terms to be better than the Japan-EU deal. So the Japan-EU deal, they want better terms than that, which will phase out tariffs on hard cheeses by 2033. We're talking about cheese here. We're talking about tariffs. Tariffs usually end up costing the consumers, as far as all the studies I've seen and the economics education I've been given. My opinion, no one else's. Retail businesses have lost 900,000 jobs since the pandemic started, while restaurants and bars have given up 2.6 million workers, or 20% of their total. That comes from Fortune. This is a very, 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 very serious numbers. These are up there with the 20% increase in home sales as being just enormous numbers. These are on the downside. And will they come back? That's the next question. Most people are saying that a lot of those jobs won't come back. What percentage will come back, we don't know. But certain percentage of them will never come back. I think we know that. Anyway, moving on. Will they be replaced by new futuristic businesses? Of course they will be at some point. But these are the growing pains. Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's company, CEO I think he is, earned $26.4 billion in the second quarter, a turnaround from $49.7 billion loss in the second quarter. That's quite a loss for them. In a sign that CEO Warren Buffett, as I said before, believes Berkshire's shares, or Berkshire's, I think it's Berkshire's shares are undervalued, the company spent $6.7 billion buying back its own stock. I have many, many opinions on the subject. I probably shouldn't get into all of them, but I will mention that at some point stock buybacks were illegal. Companies buying their own stock. Shouldn't the public be buying the stock? Isn't that the definition of insider trading? They try to make sure it's not insider trading, but isn't it by very definition exactly what that is? Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'll make another video about that on a different topic, on that same topic, a separate video perhaps, maybe someday. The number of federal white-collar defendants charged in President Trump's first 3 years in office is down 26% and 30% from the annual coverage. From the annual average in the prior administration. That's quite a loaded statement. That's why they think Bloomberg is leaning left. That's a leaning left statement. The number of federal white-collar defendants charged in President Trump's first 3 years in office is down between 26% and 30% from the annual average in the prior administration. So that's not leftist, actually. That's actually pro-Trump, because it's showing that there are less, 26 to 30% less is down. So they're doing better than the last administration. That's an interesting number. Don't hear that very often, and they should. And with that positive note, I suppose, I'd like to thank you for listening thus far. And this has been James Graff with Advisors Mortgage Group, bringing you another Mortgage Minute. That was about 6 minutes. So I have to thank you for listening thus far, and hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day. Thanks again.